Wednesday show, Wednesday show, Wednesday show. Try this great stuff, it's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes. They can sing, they can dance. After all, this is Wednesday ons. La 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 la. Ba bum bum, ba bum bum. Hello, everybody. I don't know if anyone's on or if we're just scaring people away at this point. Hopefully people are on and not getting scared away. Hello. One person's on. Yeah, Christina's on today. Hello. Anybody else? I don't know if you can hear me or if you're even there. I don't know if you would listen to the Brent Dodge here. Yes, this is just a podcast. You shouldn't speak to you. Still, I see your face and wonder. Oh, hello there, too. Come join us Wednesday. It was a brownie Sunday with chocolate ice cream, and it made me say yay. Come talk the Disney. I will not sing until right now. We lost people. Hey, man. We're losing people. We turned it into a musical episode. Who remembers our musical episodes? Episode 50, episode 100, episode 150, episode 200, and episode 250 were all musical episodes. Like legit, like start to finish, not stop singing. Like we sang everything. While also providing you with some very interesting information about Disney. And Matt, you were around back in those days. You remember. Uh, so today's been one of those days where everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. So I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So what we're going to be doing? Yeah, I remember the movie club. Yeah, we used to do movie clubs back in the day too. I always enjoyed the movie clubs. Remember the movie club? Yeah, the first one we did was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then someone who watched our show, who also did a podcast, asked if I could come on and do a movie club with them. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And I had never seen their stuff before. I just agreed to it. And then it ends up that while I wanted to talk about fun facts about Disney, they wanted to get rip roaring drunk while watching Beauty and the Beast. And it was very awkward. Holy cow, that was an awkward day. That was a very awkward day. Yeah, and then we did about, I think it was like 3 years of movie clubs until we eventually got to I think it was when I started to work full time again. Because for a while I was just doing this thing. I was living off my book royalties for the first year, and when I had to get a job, uh, we kind of got pushed back, and I didn't have as much time to do that kind of stuff. So, and I still don't have a lot of time, but we still do daily videos and all that other fun stuff. So that's always fun too. Yeah. So we didn't do today. So okay. So if you guys didn't know, we're doing a crazy challenge in exactly 8 days from right now, next Thursday. So next Thursday we're going to be doing our craziest crazy challenge of all time, and like legit our craziest crazy challenge of all time. And so I've been doing a lot of preparation for that. And so I've been trying to get my external hard drive here. It's not connecting to my computer for some reason, even though you can see like the lights on because it's connected to the computer. And even though on the disk drive it says that we're connected, but we've been having so many issues with that. We were having issues with from screenatheme.com today. We were having it's been a crazy day. And then I got to the park and People Mover was down. Did you get a People Mover today? I never got on. It was closed the entire time I was there today. Here, wait, we can go. Does that look realistic? Hey guys. And then I was recording Mickey's the show on the castle, and then that stopped because of some rain. So everything's going. Robert, hello, Robert. How are you doing? Okay, so anyways, to cut a long story short, too late. Today we are going to be going through. Not having a good day. I'm still having a good day. It's just things. I've had bad luck today, but I'm still in good spirits. So some things have been frustrating, I will admit. So I've been a little frustrated today with some stuff, but it's out of my control. Like I'm doing the best that I can do, and that's the best you can ever do. Life lessons with Brent Dodge. Okay, so anyways, we're going to be going through and doing an Ask the Expert segment tonight. So we're going to go through and answer any and all questions that you want to do. So start throwing those questions in there while we get this party started. We're going to start the 677th, that's a big number, episode of the Wednesday Show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 677th episode of the Wednesday Show. Today is August 10th, 2022, and I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today we're going to be going through and answering your questions in a Ask the Expert segment. Bling. But of course, before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. Thank you, everyone out there who's been checking out our YouTube videos on a daily basis. If you've not already known, we've been doing a daily video almost every single day since August 13th of last year. We're 3 days away from a 1-year anniversary from when we first started our 50 years, 50 days, 50 fun finds. That's crazy. It didn't hit me until like right now when I'm saying it. That's insane. The only time we took a week off after the 50 years, 50 days, 50 fun finds, and then we took a week off when my brother, his wife, and my niece and nephew were down here in January, and then I just took 10 days off when I went to go visit my family. So, yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. We've put out more than 365 videos in the last 365 days, which is kind of crazy too. Anyways, yeah, so make sure you give those videos a like, give it a comment. If you know someone who might be interested in some of those videos, make sure you send the link to them. Tell them to subscribe. We are trying to hit 2,500 subscribers. That's our next big goal. So help us get to that goal. Every new subscriber truly, I cannot stress this enough. It truly makes a huge difference for me in the algorithm, and it helps bring the possibility of getting more views, which also helps us grow the channel and to have it so we can continue to put out more and more things like our Disney detail videos, our Take Fives, or crazy challenges. What crazy challenges? That reminds me, next Wednesday, we're going to be doing an episode talking all about our crazy challenges, both past and present, because the very next day, we're going to be going out and doing our craziest crazy challenge of all time. Like legit, of all time, it is the craziest crazy challenge. If you know what it is, do not put it into the comments below, because I will just delete that comment as quickly as I could. But please do not put it down if you know what it is, because a few people do know what it is. It's specifically the Patreon pals. I did a video last week telling you guys what it was. If you've not watched that yet, go back and watch that. But we are going to be doing our craziest crazy challenge of all time. So make sure you join us next week on the Wednesday Show as we explain what it is the night before we go out and actually try this challenge. I promise you, it's insane. Like when you think about past crazy challenges we've done things like when we went to all 4 parks and we did the 5 most popular attractions at each park. So we did 20 attractions. And then on top of that, we said, that's not good enough. We need to meet some characters. So we met some characters and we said, that's not good enough. We need to trade some pins for specific pins. And we trade some pins. And then we said, oh, you know what? That's not good enough. We need to go over to Pop Century and do the hustle, because why not? And we said, yeah, let's do that. And then we said, you know what? That's still not good enough. We got to go to Disney Springs at some point to get a free piece of chocolate from Ghirardelli. So we did that in there too. We did so many things in that crazy challenge, and this challenge that we are attempting next week makes that one look like child's play. I am telling you, this is going to be the craziest crazy challenge of all time. Make sure you join us. We're going to have a commercial coming out. It's on here. That's the problem. It's on here, and I'm trying to release it by Friday, but I'm having the issues, like I said, of this insane thing. Anyways, I go completely off topic. So as always, tonight's show is sponsored by, oh wait a minute, we're back in Florida, which means that we can do the ball. It's sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. Make sure you stop by itsallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All their services are absolutely positively 100% free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. All right. So let's get this party started. We're going to go through and answer your questions over the next hour. And the one other thing that we always do at the start of each episode is if you want to go into extra innings, make sure you send people over to subscribe on YouTube over the next hour here. Every new subscriber we get, we will extend the show by at least one more question. Our starting number is 1,753 subscribers. So keep sending people over. The more we get, as long as we're above that number, we will continue going into extra innings and answering as many questions as possible as we go on here. So let's get this party started. Let's start off with Robert's question. He says, dumb question, is the Star Wars Resort open? Robert, there is no such thing as dumb questions, only dumb answers. So let's start off with this. The Star Wars Hotel is open. It did open up a few months ago. I have not gone in there yet. I actually have not seen, I've seen a few pictures of it, but I've been avoiding the pictures like the plague because my goal is to get into that hotel at some point or another. I just don't know how, and I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Ooh. I really want to go. I want to have it so everything, when I do experience it for the first time, that I'm completely, experiencing things for the first time. Same thing for like the Disney Wish. I'm going on the Disney Wish next month, and I've been avoiding pictures like crazy. I've seen some pictures, but I for the most part, I've been avoiding pictures like crazy. So I don't really know much about what's going on the Disney Wish. I don't know much of that's going on in the Star Wars Hotel. But yeah, the hotel is open. If anyone wants to go with me, let me know. My brother, who is kind of a Star Wars fan, but not like a huge Star Wars fan, he actually brought it up to me not that long ago, saying that me, him, and our dad should go. And I was kind of blown away because it's a lot of money. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, sometime in the near future, we will be going into the Star Wars Hotel and being able to bring you pictures and videos and all the other fun stuff. We'll see. What are you most excited about doing the Crazy Challenge? I can't really say without giving things away about what the Crazy Challenge is. Like I said, this Friday we will be releasing a commercial, as long as I can get it off of this, about exactly what the Crazy Challenge is. Without giving anything away, I'm excited because it's a crazy challenge that we've talked about for years, but we just didn't know how to pull it off because it's. I've done a variation of the Crazy Challenge, but I didn't film it years ago before I was really doing crazy challenges. But it was a much tamer. I can't stress that. I gotta stress it one more time. Much tamer version of what we're going to be attempting. What we're going to be attempting is not impossible, but it pretty close to impossible. We have to have everything go right for us to succeed on this thing. So I think what I'm really excited about for the challenge is my friend Frank is doing the challenge with me, and it's going to be one of those challenges. I honestly think it's going to be one of those days that I'll look back at for years and years and years and think fondly about. So I'm happy that I'm doing this challenge with a really good friend of mine. Because if I did this one alone, it would still be fun, but it's the fact that I'm going to have someone who's side by side with me experiencing the whole thing that literally we will talk about for years and years and years. It's good because it's going to be so crazy. Oh my gosh. I hope everything works out so well. We've done 2 test runs so far for it. We did test run and also, without giving anything away, the way that we do test runs for this crazy challenge, because I had a few people who wrote to me and they're like, oh, if you've done test runs, you've done it, you've done the crazy challenge. No, we've done the smallest portion of the crazy challenge. And I really legit mean the smallest portion of the crazy challenge is something that we've been practicing, because if we don't get the smallest portion right, we're going to fail at the second portion. And the second portion is the most crucial portion. And then the third, it's really broken up to 3 parts. The third portion if we can get the first and the second one done at the time that we need to have it so it's done, that third portion will be kind of like a victory lap, but also a like, oh my gosh, we have to move it. Like we have to get this thing done. So I'm extremely excited to put it. The long story short, too late. I'm very excited to just do this challenge with my friend and to. Oh, I want to say what the challenge is so bad. Like I really want to say what the challenge is so bad, but I've done so good at keeping my mouth quiet about what it is. We're gonna have a commercial in 2 days. The commercial is gonna be coming out. So when we get to the commercial, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. This is gonna be my promise to you. Let's look up. What was our subscribers? 1753. If we can get to 1775 by whenever we do our last question, which again, we get bonus things. If we can get to 1775, so we can get 22 before the end of the show, what we'll do is we'll close the broadcast out and then we'll start a brand new broadcast that will be deleted, and I will tell you what the crazy challenge is. But that's only if we hit 1775 by the end of the thing here. So that's yeah. Okay, let's go to our next question. If you guys are joining us right now, just a reminder, right now we're answering any and all questions about anything and everything Disney. So throw your questions into the comments below as we answer your questions. Let's go to our next question here. Favorite place to eat in Wisconsin? Lumber Inn. I was just in Wisconsin the last 2 weeks. Lumber Inn, it's a like little dive restaurant that's in Delafield, Wisconsin, where I grew up, and it's an amazing restaurant. I love it. I went there twice. I also like Culver's, which is a Wisconsin staple. We actually used to go to the original one like when I was growing up, we used to go to the original one all the time, shortly after it opened, actually. And then Rocky Rococo's is a pizza place. Toppers is a pizza place. I didn't get Toppers this time, now that I think about it. There's a lot of good food. A lot of good food in Wisconsin. Okay, we may try to book it if it's open in September. I can guarantee you that you will find it in there. You need to hit the lottery. I definitely do. Oh, we don't have any more questions. Keep throwing your questions to the comments. We're answering any questions about anything and everything Disney, so throw your questions to the comments. I'm going to get a drink of water while you guys write questions down. Any questions out there at all? You need to hit the lottery. I do need to hit the lottery. I tried to hit the lottery last week, but sadly, I did not. It was a shame. What is the status on Spaceship Earth? So Spaceship Earth is no longer going to be going down for a refurb. There's a few people who I've had asked that recently. So when the parks closed for COVID, right before the parks closed down, they had it so they made the announcements about all the different things. One of them was Spaceship Earth being refurbed, Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, which just opened up in May. And then you had things like Ratatouille, which opened up October 1st of last year, and several other things. They had all these different things planned. But when that happened, there was no income coming into the parks. So because there was no income, they had to start to scrap different ideas. And one of the ideas they scrapped was Spaceship Earth, because Spaceship Earth had not closed yet for the refurb and no construction had started. So to save money, they decided they're not going to do that project right now. They said it is on hold indefinitely, but we'll see if it ever gets out of hold definitely. Tell me about the mouse guy Liberty Tree. Let's talk about all the things. So recently there were actually, when I say recently, I mean like literally like 2 days ago. 2 days ago, they decided to add some characters around the Magic Kingdom. I have not gone through the other parks to see if there's any characters hidden around those parks as well. I would love it if there was, but they've decided to start adding in different characters around the parks in spots that you might regularly see these characters. So the one that Alex is referring to is Amos, as in famous Amos, the cookie. No, Amos as in the mouse from Ben and Me. So in addition to Ben and Me's mouse, Amos, You can also find Figaro the cat over by Pinocchio's village house, and you can also find one of the Dalmatians over at the fire station as well. There's one more that someone told me, and I can't think what it is right now. It's off the top of my head. But Amos from Ben-Ami. So if you've never seen Ben-Ami, Ben-Ami was a classic, like legit. It's like one of the best cartoons ever. It came out in the 1950s. I want to say 1953. Don't quote me on that. Let's see. I want to say it's 1953, but I could totally be wrong. So what we're just going to do is Ben-Ami. Oh, not anatomy. Ben-Ami cartoon.
Showing pictures that match.
Banana cartoon. That's not what I want. Ben and Me. 1953. Thank you. Banana. Banana cartoon. So, oh, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this notebook I have, he's on here, right? Yeah, he's right there. There he is. That's Amos. So the story of Amos and the cartoon Ben-Ami. Ben-Ami was an educational cartoon that Disney came out with. It is about how Ben Franklin was not the person who was really responsible for all these different creations. Things like, discovering electricity, doing the papers, blah, 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 blah. It was not Ben Franklin who was responsible for all of it, but it was actually Amos, his mouse, the mouse that hung out with him all the time. So Amos would always be doing all these different experiments with Ben Franklin. And it's a really interesting take on history because it goes through the history of Ben Franklin, but it pretty much says Ben Franklin's not responsible for anything. It all comes down to Amos the mouse. So it's a great cartoon if you've never seen it before. And if you've ever been over to the Festival of the Arts and they have like little hidden characters everywhere, Amos is actually hidden over at the American Adventure every single year. He's usually up above the Art of Disney shop. But yeah, Amos is now a little statue that can be found over inside of Liberty Tree Tavern. So if you've not seen it yet, go check it out. I have not personally seen it in person. I've only seen pictures online. I love Amos. I think Amos is such a great character. And the worst part was I actually ate at Liberty Tree Tavern a week, like 6 days ago. I ate there on last Thursday. So I barely missed seeing Amos, but I absolutely love the cartoon, and I love Amos. He's such a great character and does not get enough love. So I'm glad that he's getting some love in the parks as well. Did you do all 50 statues with the new Magic Band? I've done a few. However, I do not actually personally have the Magic Band Plus yet. When they actually released them, I was up in Wisconsin, and the one band that I really wanted is the partner statue one, the 50th anniversary one. So I've ordered it. I ordered it the very same day, the morning. I ordered it online. It just has not arrived yet. So when I arrived last week from my trip to Wisconsin, my friend was in town. He bought one of the Magic Band Pluses. So him and I were going around the park, around Magic Kingdom last Thursday and seen the sounds that came out of some of them, but we have not seen a lot of them. Let's see here. Refurbishment. Is that in reference to the Spaceship Earth one? So there's no, so Spaceship Earth is not getting refurbishment. Like they've completely postponed it. We don't know if we'll ever get a refurbishment for Space Mountain or not Space Mountain, Spaceship Earth. But yeah, right now they've said that they are not going to have a thingamajigger refurbishment. It's completely put on hold. We might get it sometime in the future, but right now they're saying absolutely no. So we will see. You've talked about Push the Talking Garbage Can before and mentioned he had a girlfriend. What was her name? Peepa. Peepa the trash can. Peepa was a yellow trash can that was a recycling trash can that could be found up in Rafiki's Planet Watch for a few years. Peepa was more educational and not as funny as Push. Push was very hilarious. Peepa was more like, oh, you should recycle, which is, it's a good message. But Push, he was just insulting people sometimes. I think that's funnier. So, so Peepa was the trash can, the recycling trash can that could be found. But sadly, we never got Peepa. or people disappeared along with Push. Update on the Tron roller coaster. So currently the Tron roller coaster is doing test runs. I saw the roller coaster actually in motion about 7 times yesterday, at least 7 times yesterday, mainly when I was in line for the People Mover and when I was actually on the People Mover. They are constantly doing test runs. So if you're ever over in Tomorrowland, there's a pretty high chance that you'll actually see the roller coaster going. Today I was in Tomorrowland, but People Mover was broken and I didn't even think about looking over there. So it probably was being tested today. And I just didn't notice it because I went there to do People Mover. It was down. They had people like they were evacuating people off the track at that point. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna go get some ice cream because ice cream always helps your sorrows. So I got some ice cream and then I forgot to look. But from the construction, when you're on the People Mover, if you look down at the construction, it's in progress. It looks like it could be done soon-ish. But when I say soon-ish, I mean probably we still have a few more months. So hopefully sometime in the near future, we will be able to ride Tron Light Cycle Run here at Walt Disney World. But as the time being, we still have a little bit of construction to do. So hopefully sometime in the near future. I'm really hoping we can go on it in the very near future. Do you think they'll bring back the People Mover to Disneyland? So right now there is talks about the People Mover coming back. I have a strong feeling, it might not be 100% positive, but I have a very strong gut feeling that come next month at the D23 Expo, I got a feeling that they're going to announce the People Mover is coming back to Disneyland. I just had this gut feeling that it's going to happen. There has been rumors that Disney has filed for construction permits to actually work on something in Tomorrowland without actually specifying what it is. So people are speculating that it's probably the People Mover, and honestly, I think they're right. So I think we might have the People Mover back sometime in the near future. I'm crossing my fingers that that is true. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I've got a good feeling about it. I've got a really good feeling about it. It was 1953. Yeah. Are you going to do the 5K next month on Castaway Cay? Of course I am. I actually had this. I got my Castaway Cay hat on today. Of course I am. I absolutely love the 5K. Last year when we did it, I was kind of not. Well, I was a little bummed because they didn't actually host it. Like you just ran it on your own, which was still fun to do. But at the same time, it wasn't as like, yay. And it was kind of disappointing because it was the first time in like years, like since high school, that I had beat a 30-minute 5K, which was like one of my ultimate goals for years and years and years. And I was like, I just want to beat 30 minutes on a 5K. I just want to beat 30 minutes on 5K. And I beat it. And it was like, oh, there's no one around. So yeah, I will be doing that. I've got a few different things that are planned for Castaway Cay. Right now we've got snorkeling booked. And then I also want to have it so I can do, what was the other thing I want to book? Oh, I want to book the kayaking again. I did the kayaking experience last time, which was the 30 minutes on your own kayak experience around the little lagoon area. And honestly, I think it was the most relaxing part of any vacation ever. I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. I went back and I told my friends about it, and I was like, it was the best part of the vacation. And I legit think it was probably my favorite part of the vacation. Like, it was just so peaceful and calm being out there, and you can get so close to the boat. And I think it, just from like a photographer standpoint, I think it's gonna be cool to go out there and get some cool pictures of the Disney Wish from that angle too. So I'm gonna do for sure the Castaway Cay 5K. I disappeared I'll for sure be doing the Castaway Cay 5K, and then kayaking hopefully, and then snorkeling for sure, as long as snorkeling's going on. Last time we were out there, I was really bummed because one of the jet skis was not working. Which just sounds ridiculous, but the cast members who go out there and are like the lifeguards out there, they actually rely on the jet skis to get them out there. So if one of the jet skis is not working, they close the lagoon. And unfortunately, the jet skis weren't working, so they closed snorkeling last time we were there. And I was really bummed because I really wanted to do snorkeling. I love snorkeling. I think that was the first time, actually, now that I think about it. I've been on Castaway Cay, I think 8 times now. I think that was the first time that I've not done the snorkeling. 8 times? I've done the 7 times. That was my 7th time on it. This will be my 8th time next month. Oh, I cannot wait to go to Castaway Cay again. Like I'm excited about the ship, but I'm really excited to go on Castaway Cay again. I also think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to go out there and like the gold coins that you can get for the 50th anniversary right now. I'm tempted to buy one and just bury it on Castaway Cay and do a YouTube video about burying it someplace in Castaway Cay and then giving people the chance to go out and find it. I think that'd be cool. Don't you think that'd be cool? I think that'd be cool. Maybe not, but I think it would. And put it in like in an obscure place, but an obscure place that would not be tough to get to, if that makes sense. Like not having it so it's like, oh, it's behind this box right here. And then like a child's like, oh, but like having it so it's like, oh, it's behind the box, buried. Like a real buried treasure. I think that'd be so much fun. Oh, let's go to our next question here. If the People Mover rumor is real, I hope Bob Gurr is part of it. I do too. Bob Gurr, I think he's 94 years old now, but it'd be very cool. If they brought back the People Mover, I think it'd be really cool to have him be part of it in some way, shape, or form. But I really hope the People Mover rumor is real, because I've never done the People Mover out there. I've never done it. So my first time ever to Disneyland was December 31st, 1993. Yes. It was the day before the Rose Bowl when Wisconsin played in the 1994 Rose Bowl. So we went out there and we had never been to Disneyland before. We only had the one day at Disneyland. And the things I remember going to Toontown vividly. I remember going through Fantasyland vividly. And I remember going on Pirates of the Caribbean out there. But we never did the People Mover. I'm positive we did not do the People Mover. And actually, one of the other things I remember is my dad wanted to go on Matterhorn, but we were all scared to go on it. And I remember feeling really bad because when I went on the Matterhorn like 14 years later, it was my second time at Disneyland, and my dad had not been back to Disneyland since then. I remember going on the Matterhorn, and I was like, oh, I'm such a terrible son. I could have gone with him. But then like a year later, we went out there and we went on the thing. What do they do for Christmas on the Disney ships? They do a lot. So for the holidays, they do Holiday on the High Seas, and they also do Christmas, the Very Merry Christmas Cruise. So for Halloween, they have like a Halloween tree that's in the lobby, which is very, very cool to see. And they kind of go through and they have ghost stories. The characters dress up. This year, they're going to have it so Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, and Clarabelle Cow are going to be dressed as the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. So I'm extremely excited to be able to do that character meet and greet next month. And then for Christmas, I have not done a Christmas cruise. Or no, I'm sorry. I did a Christmas cruise last year. How did I forget? It was like my most recent cruise. They do a Christmas tree, and then they also do different Christmas things on board. So at one point, you can meet Santa. You could have it so you could do drawing, where you could actually draw Santa Claus. They had they had something else. Oh, during one of the drawing classes, you could draw Scrooge, and unfortunately, that was not the one we went to. Instead, we went to the one where you could draw Bob Cratchit, Mickey Mouse, which was just not as good, but it's pretty good. So a lot of different things that are kind of revolving around Christmas time. In addition to that, you also have it so the fireworks are themed around Christmas time. I think if I remember correctly, they're like, oh, there goes Santa. And then a firework shot out, and then it was just like explosions. So Santa was very explosive that year. Okay, let's go to our next question here. There's a hidden geocache there. I found it. Have you? I have not. I've never actually done once in my life. I've never done a geocache. So I don't even know how to do a geocache or how to go about doing it. But I've not. Okay, you did it once. You did People Mover once. Okay, keep throwing your questions out into the comments below. We got about 26 minutes left, or actually a few more minutes if we get some more people here to get through. Don't forget the giant gingerbread in the atrium. That is correct, too. I forgot about the giant gingerbread. lots of really cool things. I cannot wait to be on a cruise again. I want to get on a cruise even closer to that, but I don't think my job will let me take any more vacation time. So I think they're going to kill me with all the vacation time that I've been taking lately. Any other questions out there? We don't want to wrap up now. Keep throwing your questions in the comments below about anything and everything Disney. Let's see where we are for subscribers right now. Ben and me, what a great cartoon. We're still at 1753. So chances are low that we're going to be talking about the thingamajigger tonight. Talking about the crazy challenge, what it is. Ooh, here's a good question. If you had to ride one ride for 24 hours straight, which one would you choose? I want everyone to put their answers into the comments below as well. Mine would probably be the People Mover. I've already ridden the People Mover multiple times throughout a day. I think my record's like 3 to 6 hours, somewhere around there. I can't even remember anymore. I've done a lot of crazy things. So, but if I could ride one ride for 24 hours straight, People Mover would probably be number one. I would say if the train was operating, I could see myself doing the train. Any of those rides that's like a longer thing where you're not going to kind of be like, oh, like this scenery and again. But I think the train would be fun for 24 hours. I think People Mover would probably be my most obvious choice. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I think Peter Pan's Flight would be great, but since it's a 2-hour attraction, that would mean 30 times an hour, which would mean 720 times throughout the day. Holy cow. Like if you're not getting off 720 times straight would be insane. So I would love to say Peter Pan's Flight, but probably not Peter Pan's Flight. Ellen's Energy Adventure would have been a good one when that was still around. Like I'm thinking like, because something like Rise of the Resistance, I personally love. I think it's such a great ride. But I feel like it would lose a little bit of charm after like ride number 5. Or you're like, oh, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen this time around. But People Mover, since it's just such a relaxing ride and like you don't really have to pay attention half the time, I think the People Mover is the most obvious choice, at least for me. But maybe other people are going to say it's different things. I don't know. Let me get another drink of water here before we go to your next questions. If you're joining us right now, welcome. We're going through and answering any and all questions that you guys have about Disney. Throw your questions in the chat room. This can be questions about, can you tell us the history about that People Mover? Or can you have it so you go through and tell us your favorite Disney movie? What's something I should watch on Disney Plus tonight? Anything and everything. We're answering all of your questions for the next 30 minutes. So keep on throwing your questions into the comments below. Now let me get my water. Okay. Let's go to our next question here. What are the reviews for the Star Wars Resort? So, well, again, I've been avoiding a lot of things about it. The one thing I've heard from some people is it doesn't feel as much like Star Wars as it could. A lot of people are saying that it feels more like Star Trek. And I don't know. Like, again, I've completely avoided things like I've not read a single review. The only thing I know about it is things that people have been like, oh, did you hear about it? I'm like, ah. And I try to avoid it. But yeah, I personally have not looked at anything. I've not looked at anything. I can tell you nothing. I mean, look, I know what a room kind of looks like, but as soon as I saw a picture, I'd go like this and squint and scroll past, so I wouldn't be spoiled. And I still do this to this day because I don't want to have it so anything's ruined for me. So, but from what I've heard is it's not like, it doesn't feel as Star Wars-y because it's not like all worn down, kind of like how Star Wars is. They're like, a few people I've heard have said it's more like futuristic, kind of like Star Trek or things like that, where things are more polished. And, as George Lucas wanted, he wanted to have it so things were more worn down. It looked like things had been going on for years and years and years. But then, of course, if you go to the prequels, things are more polished. So what have you. Well, let's go to our next question here. People Mover, Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion would be a good one because you could, like, I feel like it'd be a peaceful ride to get some sleep during those 24 hours too. People Mover or Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth would be a great one. That's a long attraction. I think it's something that's longer would be better. I think the American Adventure would be great, but it would be so dark the whole time that probably not. The thing that's nice about People Mover is it's light and dark. Have you watched Lightyear? I did. I watched Lightyear in theaters about a month ago. It was shortly after. I think I watched the week after it came out in theaters. I enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it as much as like previous Pixar films, not just Toy Story films, but previous Pixar films. I feel like Pixar was on a pretty good roll there with movies that I was enjoying. I really liked Onward. I liked Luca. What was the movie that came out with last year? There was a movie that came out last year that I really enjoyed. Now I'm drawing a blank on what it was. But most of the movies I've enjoyed. The only thing I didn't like about Lightyear, it was more serious than I would like it to be. I wish it was a little bit more lighthearted. I love Socks the Cat. Socks the Cat, hilarious. One of the best Pixar characters ever. However, the entire movie starts off with, in 1985, a boy named Andy went to go watch a movie and got a Buzz Lightyear toy based off or from his favorite movie. This is the movie. So you watch it and you're like, oh, and after the movie ends, you're like, no, if I watched that movie as a kid, I would not want the Buzz Lightyear toy. I would want the Socks the Cat toy because the Socks the Cat was hilarious. Best part of the movie. Absolute best part of the movie. But I enjoy it. Like I'll watch it again, but it's on Disney Plus now, and I'm not like, oh, I have to watch this again because one, I just saw it a month ago, and two, like I said, I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's that good. It's not in my top half of Pixar movies. It's in the bottom half. It's not like the lowest of the low. Good Dinosaur holds that position, but it's, I don't know. Especially when you look at the character Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story films, great character. This one just too serious. Like the whole thing a little bit too serious for me. Pirates would be fun too. Definitely not to Small World. Small World was one of the ones I was thinking. I was like, I could not do Small World for 24 hours. I could do it for 2 hours probably, but no, I don't think I could do a whole 24 hours in Small World. Pirates of the Train, Pirates of the Caribbean would be a lot of fun. I do think Pirates of the Caribbean would be a lot of fun for it. Hi everyone, late again. Something I keep meaning to ask: does Walt Disney World own the airspace above the parks? You never see tourist helicopters flying over the parks. Yes, they do. So it is actually illegal to fly over the airspace above Disney. Every now and then you will see a plane flying overhead, and usually if that's the case, it's most likely because something is going wrong on that plane. So one of the few exceptions is if there's like a medical emergency on the plane, or if they're running out of fuel on the plane, or something is wrong with that plane, they are allowed to break the rule. And then, of course, MCO or whoever, most likely MCO, would actually contact Disney and say, hey, just letting you know this is going on. There is one helicopter company that does have access to the airspace above Walt Disney World. They are the only ones with permission to fly above Walt Disney World. And a lot of times the people who are flying that are people who actually work for Disney itself. So yeah, the airspace is yeah. In Epcot, is it community or city of tomorrow? Haha, let's talk about this one because this is actually one of my favorite trivia questions. Let's do the trivia. Okay, let's do it this way. What was the original name for Epcot, or what did Epcot originally stand for? What did it originally stand for? There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. Okay, so the correct answer is it was originally named the Community of Tomorrow. Epcot, it's spelled EPCOT, the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Now, however, There is one time and one time only that Walt Disney said City of Tomorrow. That was actually during the Epcot intro film. He says it's spelled Epcot, spelled EPCOT, Experimental Prototype City of Tomorrow. When he said city, he actually misspoke. It's community, and that was the only time that it was ever publicly said city, but since then it's always been community. So the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, Epcot. So you might, some people will say, oh, I've heard Walt Disney say both ways. That's true. He did say both ways, but one of them was he misspoke. All right, next question here. What do you think of the show Bluey? It's so good. It is so good. If you are not watching Bluey, you are totally missing out. Bluey just released its third season today, or the first half of the third season today on Disney Plus. Oh, I love Bluey. I absolutely love Bluey. So the first time I heard about Bluey was I was at Liberty Street Tavern. I was with my friend and her daughter, who at that point I think was maybe 4, maybe 3, probably 3. I think she was 3 at the time. And she finished eating. She asked my friend, she said, Mom, can I watch Bluey while I wait for you guys to finish eating? And my friend said, yeah. So she gave her Bluey. And then she calls me Uncle Brent. Uncle Brent, have you seen Bluey? And I was like, I've never heard of Bluey. So she started showing me Bluey. I fell in love with Bluey. Like I was like, I don't know what this is. I couldn't really understand it, but I could tell that she enjoyed it. And I was meeting up with them the next day, and I decided I'm going to be a good fake uncle and watch an episode of Bluey that night so I could communicate with her and talk about Bluey. Well, I got home and I watched like 20 episodes. They're all like 6 minutes long. I watched like 2 hours worth of Bluey. And I fell in love with Bluey. I think Bluey is such a well-written show. The storylines are amazing, great life lessons, but also hilarious. The parents are realistic. Like, the parents actually feel real. But after that, I called my brothers. 2 of my brothers have little kids. And I said, hey, you guys have to watch Bluey. And neither one of them, or one of them had said, oh, we've heard of Bluey, but we've not seen Bluey yet. And now my nieces and nephew are obsessed with Bluey as well. So Bluey is an amazing show. It's on Disney Plus. There's like 120 some episodes right now on Disney Plus. And if you've not watched them yet, you are missing out. It is a child show, but it's made so adults can enjoy it too. There's a guy that I work with who is not like a little kid guy at all. He's got a little kid, but he's not he's more of like, oh, let's like talk about adult things. He told me that he tells his kid, oh, we should watch Bluey because he enjoys watching Bluey. And he said half the time his kid will walk away and he's still there for like an hour watching more and more episodes of Bluey. Bluey is so well done. If you've not seen it, go check it out. I promise you, you will love it just as much as I do. Bluey. By the way, so Bluey, okay, so there's Bluey, there's Bingo. Well, to be exact, there's Mom, bum, 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 Dad. There's Mom, Dad, Bingo, and then Bluey. Bluey is a little girl who's 6 years old. Bingo is her little sister. And then they have all these like side characters too. Muffin. If there's an episode with Muffin in it, I guarantee it's going to be the best episode you'll ever watch in your life. Muffin episodes are the best episodes. I cannot. Oh my gosh. We're going on and on about Bluey, but I love Bluey. I absolutely love Bluey. Love it. Do they put anything in place of the Tower of Terror billboard on World Drive yet? Not that I have seen, but I never go down that portion of World Drive. So I actually purposefully went out of my way to see where the Tower of Terror billboard was gone. But I don't go down that portion ever. It's actually out of the way for me to go down there. So I've not seen if there's anything in its place yet. But maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll take the longer route to the park. So I go past that way. So for me, Disney Springs is that way, and it's not even a mile away. Like, I'm literally like, Disney Springs is right there. I can see the balloon from my bedroom. So going down World Drive, that World Drive is like, if I go yay way and then take a right. So I've not seen anything yet, but But sometime soon. Oh, maybe tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so I have a little bit of time. Ooh. Eric's got the right answer. Eric has the right answer. 24 hours on the Skyliner. Yes, that is a great answer. That is an absolutely great answer. Turning Red. I have seen Turning Red as well. I enjoy Turning Red. I've only watched it once. Oh, that was what it was. Okay. Yeah, I did enjoy Turning Red. I don't think it's the most memorable Pixar film, but there was a lot of parts of that movie that I did enjoy. I thought it was a pretty funny movie. Did you watch I Am Groot? I've watched the first 2 episodes so far. I actually just watched the second episode literally like minutes before we started the thing here. I really have enjoyed that so far. Today was a huge day for Disney Plus. If you are a Disney Plus fan like myself, there's a lot of stuff that came on Disney Plus today. There was the brand new episode of High School Musical, the series, which I watched today as well. The Marvel Legends about Bruce Banner, because She-Hulk comes out next Thursday to be exact. And I think it's weird that it's coming out on Thursday and not a Wednesday or a Friday. But anyways, that's besides the point. And then in addition to that, we got brand new episodes of Bluey. We got the I Am Groot series. We got the Orville, which I have not seen ever, but I'm kind of curious, so I might watch an episode or 2. And then I feel like there was one other thing that came out on Disney Plus today, but today was a huge day for Disney Plus. So go watch some Disney Plus tonight. I promise you, there's a lot of stuff on there that's worth checking out. Okay, let's keep on going through. Experimental prototype community of tomorrow. I absolutely love Bluey, and I have no young kids anyway. Bluey is amazing. Bluey is one of those shows that when I'm getting ready for work, that's what I put on the TV. I'm like, oh, I got like 6 minutes to get ready for work. Bluey time. I love, I think some people might think I'm joking, but I love Bluey. And it's also fun because when I was just up in Wisconsin, we watched Bluey a few times with my nieces and nephew, and it's nice because they're at the same mental age as I am, so we have something in common. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love Bluey. I cannot stress how much I love Bluey, but Bluey is such a great one. While doing a tour at Magic Kingdom, cast member told me it stands for every paycheck comes out on Thursday. Yes, that one as well. There's every person comes out tired is another one that you'll hear every now and then. I do like the Rita and Janet, I dropped my beans. Can we expect the Disney Cruise Line book after this cruise? Yes. So my goal, I don't know if I'm going to make my goal or not. My goal was October 23rd. I have so much going on. I just need, I need more time in my life. That's the overlaying theme. This past, or those 10 days that I was in Wisconsin, it was the first time where I had it was legit the first time since August of 2009 where I had days, like 10 days of not doing anything related to work. Because usually I put a few hours in every single day of doing website or writing or whatnot. And those 10 days were legit since 2009. It was the first time since 2009, in 13 years, that I went days without doing any type of work at all. So it was kind of weird to relax. And when I say relax, I mean I was running around like crazy and doing so many things with my family. But it was kind of nice. But I need more time. The big problem is, and this is one of those things, I had someone who wrote to me on Instagram the other day asking about this, and maybe you're watching. Hello, if you are. But they were asking about, why do I have a full-time job? Because every now and then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to my job now. I have to leave the park. And the main reason is because I'm an author. And authors don't make a lot of money. I'm a photographer as well. Photographers don't make a ton of money. And I don't have enough people on YouTube yet. I make money on YouTube, but I don't make enough to make a living off of. I have enough to cut back a little bit of time from work, but I don't have enough to cut back all my time on work. Same thing for Patreon. I got my amazing Patreon pals. Woot woot to the Patreon people in the chat room. I know there's a few of you guys out there right now, and that helps too. Like all of it helps out big time. Like for Patreon, it allows me to cut like a day and a half off of work is what I make on Patreon, and then YouTube it's like a few hours of work. So it's it adds up, but it doesn't add up to not all of it, and that's the problem with these books. It's like I want to get all these books done. I want to get videos done. I want to get so much stuff done. I just don't have enough time to do all the stuff that I want to have done. And then also I have it so I have a life that I don't go insane by. But that's too late already. I'm already insane. So let's go to our next question here. Have you ever finished eating the kitchen sink at Beaches and Cream? Not only have I finished it, I washed it down with a No Way Jose. True story. You went down to this Saturday and there was nothing. I'm assuming you're talking about the Tower of Terror billboard. Why did they take the billboard down? Because they wanted to make me cry inside. I don't know. They never actually said why. Maybe it's because the attraction is nearing 30 years old and they figure maybe it doesn't need to be advertised as much as it's been advertised. But I think it's always been such a cool billboard that it's kind of a shame that they decided to take that billboard down. 39 days until the wish. Oh, 39 days. Less than 40. That's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. They are. My 7-year-old niece is probably more mature than I am, honestly. Remember, you get to smack me. Wait, why do you get to smack me? Does Disneyland own their own airspace? Yeah, Disneyland has it so no one's allowed to fly over Disneyland. It's a little bit different though than Disneyland and Disney World because Disneyland is such a small airspace while Disney World is literally like miles upon miles upon miles. So we'll see. This amazing off-the-wall wacky challenge. What is it? You forgot the word crazy in there because crazy is the main word that we need. Crazy challenge. The craziest crazy challenge that we've ever attempted will be filmed on August 18th, 2022. It will be going live right now. My goal is to have it so it's going live on August 19th, 2022. If it does not go live that day, I apologize. It just means that it probably just needs a little bit more editing to make it reach the level that I want it to reach. But that's going to I almost gave it away. I almost gave the entire challenge away. Oh my gosh. I almost gave it all away. I can't say it. Oh, I have a plan for the editing process too. That's all I'll say is I have a plan for the editing process to help propel it so I can get it done the next day. But the crazy challenge, it's a long like I've talked to a few people about this crazy challenge who don't know what the crazy challenge is. And they kind of assume because I've been doing these test runs and I'm like, oh, the test runs I have to like we have to finish by 11:30 on this portion of the task. So I think a lot of people think the crazy challenge ends at 11:30. It doesn't. Like 11:30 is like I'm trying to say this without giving anything away. 11:30 is essentially like 4 hours into the challenge, and that's just the beginning. Like that is just the start of the challenge. So yeah, the challenge it's a long challenge. It's one of those where I'm even thinking I don't know if I'll have the energy to edit this thing once I'm done with the challenge. But my goal right now is film the crazy challenge and then have it so the next day the challenge comes out on YouTube so everyone can enjoy it. But that's the plan right now. Also, I cannot stress this enough. I think this challenge has the possibility of going viral. Like I truly, and like I'm not just saying that. The people who know about the challenge have all told me they're like, oh, that has the potential to like hit big numbers. In order for us to have it so this video does go viral, we need things from you guys too, because I think it's good enough even if we don't pull off everything that we want to pull off, which I'm still hoping that we can pull off everything that we want to pull off. But even if we don't, what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be filming, has the potential to go. Like, I think people are going to love it. So I just need people, make sure you're liking, and this goes for all my YouTube videos, but make sure you're liking, commenting, a share, literally a share, like clicking like share to Facebook or whatever, or clicking the copy button and send it to your friends. Those go so much further than I think anyone realizes. And if we have enough people, the algorithm on YouTube helps you more with the more views you have in that first hour. So if you get like 100 views in that first hour, you're going to have it so that video is going to go a lot further than if you have 5 videos in that first hour. Because if you have 5 videos in the first hour, altogether you might get about 200 to 300 views of all time for the video, like over the course of like 6 months, 7 months. But if you have over 100 in the first hour, there's a chance to get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 views in the long run as well. So we just need your help. I really, truly, we're putting a lot into this challenge, so much into this challenge. And I think once you see what the challenge is, you'll be like, oh, like when he says they're spending money on this challenge, they're spending money on this challenge. Yeah. We need, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be, I cannot stress how crazy this crazy challenge is, but it is going to be, without a doubt, the craziest thing we've ever attempted. Like I said, doing 20 attractions in a single day at the 4 parks, nothing. Like, that is like, I could go do that tomorrow and be like, oh, that was easy. This one that we're going to be doing next week, if we don't pull it off next week, the next possibility of us doing this is like 4 or 5 years down the road. Like, it's not like okay, we missed it this time, we can do it in another month or two. No, it's like, if we don't pull it off this time, I don't know if we'll ever have the opportunity to pull it off again. Like, legit. Like, that's how insanely crazy this thing is. Oh, man. Okay. Do you still keep in Tommy? Look, yes, I do. I do still keep in touch. Tommy's mom and I still write. We'll write about once a month to each other. But yeah, I still keep in touch with Tommy. Him and I will write to each other every now and then as well. But yeah, his mom and I will talk quite often. Lucky us. Go check them out. It's my buddy Tommy. He actually used to be, we met at the Magic Kingdom back in March of 2010. Tommy's a great guy. I love Tommy. I absolutely love Tommy. Do you still have to have a negative test prior to the cruise? Right now you do. There is rumors that you will not have that next month, though. So we will see what happens. Tell us more about this crazy challenge. I'm afraid that we can't go through and answer any more questions about the crazy challenge because I'm terrified that I'm going to give away what the challenge is. I would promise it will be uploaded by the 20th, as I will be sailing away and I have to see before I have no internet. I promise you that. I can promise you the 20th. Yeah, what we're going to do is, as soon as this commercial comes out in 2 days, and like I said, it all comes down to this thing right here, this hard drive that I have that is not connected to my computer for some reason. I might have to try one of my old computers and see if it connects there. But what we will be doing is I'm going to be posting that on YouTube in 2 days. Hopefully that video goes kind of crazy. And even if it doesn't, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be turning it into a YouTube short, the same commercial. I'll be posting that a few days later. And then on top of that, I'll also be posting that on my Instagram Reels. I'll be posting on the From Screen to Theme Facebook page. I'll be posting it on my personal page. I'll be posting it on my TikTok as well. So I'm going to be trying to go through and get as many of those things on as possible. But yeah, yeah. So it kind of comes down to There's a lot. It's I'm so excited for it. I am so excited for this crazy challenge. It's gonna be like a fun challenge. Like it's just gonna be a fun challenge, and if we can pull it off, it's gonna be amazing. If we don't pull it off, I think it's still gonna be a fun day. But my friend Frank and I, we've been talking almost every day, if not every day, probably almost every day, about the challenge and the logistics, and what can we do, and like for instance, this isn't going to give anything away, but we have to go on Buzz Lightyear and Astro Orbiter. And during all of our test runs, or during our first test run, we did Buzz Lightyear followed by Astro Orbiter. And the second one, we did Buzz Lightyear followed by Astro Orbiter. And then while we were in line for Astro Orbiter, we were like, oh, but it might be faster to go Astro Orbiter Buzz Lightyear because we're going to get there right away when the park opens up. And the Astro Orbiter line always takes longer because you have the elevators and blah, 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 blah. So I waited for Astro Orbiter. Frank went on Buzz Lightyear, and then we timed it to see which one would go faster. And we said, oh, if we go Astro Orbiter Buzz Lightyear, we'll probably get on faster than the other way around. So we've got so many things. Like we've got things like when we go on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, we're asking for the front row because we need the front row for specifically for that ride and that ride only. That is the only ride that we need the front row on. What are the other things? Like we've come down to like legit like these things. If we do front row for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, it will literally save us 45 seconds, and we need those 45 seconds to pull off the next thing. And because we did a test run last week, and during that test run, you guys already got me into extra innings. I'm like going like crazy here. We haven't even looked at the YouTube subscriber count to see if it's gone into extra innings. But when we did the test run for our last week, we went through and we said, okay, if we do Big Thunder Mountain Railroad to Pirates of the Caribbean, and like we're literally like timing all these different things. Like, okay, how long is it going to take to get from this point to this point, or is it going to be faster to do this to this to this? Because like every second counts. We went to Big Thunder to Pirates of the Caribbean. When we did Big Thunder to Pirates of the Caribbean, because we were in row 7 or 8 or whatever it was, we got stuck behind people on the way out. And when we got to Pirates of the Caribbean, they cut us off over the lightning lane. So we're like, oh, if we would have been literally 15 seconds earlier, those lightning lane people weren't there, and we wouldn't have gotten cut off. And we would have gotten the next boat instead of the boat that we got on. So that, yeah, we're taking this very, very seriously. Very seriously. And I'm extremely excited about it. Okay, let's see here. It looks like it's your first time testing. When I tested last November for the thing, I was beyond nervous because my job requires me to be around people. And yeah. Will there be food involved in this crazy challenge? No. We almost included food. We almost included food. That's all I'll say. But we almost included food and a very specific food item. And then we said, no, we can't include that because if we include that, we'll fail. Does that give it away? That does not give it away. You missed the comment. No. We're gonna try. I just need more time. Fingers crossed for you. We had to do a port at the time, waiting for the email. Okay, so let's check our number here. You guys already got me going over because I'm so excited about this crazy challenge. If you cannot tell, do we get any new subscribers? It's loading. It's still refreshing. Okay. Let's close the app. Restart the app. Oh, that's not the app. That's Instagram. And it just. Come on. You have one job. You have literally one job here. Maybe. I'll answer this one. Are you going to Mickey's Halloween party? Yes, I'm going to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. Not next Friday, but the Friday after. I will be going on, what day is that? August 26th. I will be going to. Why aren't you loading? Okay. I turned off the internet, hoping that maybe that helps. And it's still just at the logo screen. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. 1,753. So we have not gone up any subscribers. So we are going to be wrapping it up right here. Make sure you get footage of Max in his Powerline costume, obviously. I'm really excited. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up right here. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us. As always, tonight's show is sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. That bouncing ball was so off that time, right? Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. It's all about the mouse travel. That was even worse somehow. Make sure you stop by it'sallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All their services are absolutely positively 100% free. I inhaled a lot of air. My mouth is like insanely dry. As always, thank you everyone out there for joining us once again this week. Please keep on spreading the word about the Wednesday show and From Screen to Theme, and invite anyone and everyone to join the group right here on Facebook or over on YouTube as well. If you guys want to know what the crazy challenge is, okay, here's the deal. This is the crazy challenge. The crazy challenge is you have to wait 2 days to find out. I'll give you your own crazy challenge. It is time for you guys to wait for 2 full days to find out what the crazy challenge is. The crazy challenge is the crazy challenge is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be, dare I say, life-changing? It could be life-changing. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be super duper. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be so many amazing adjectives. I'm really worried about what the next crazy challenge after this one's going to be, because I think people are going to be like, oh, he walked around the park. That's not as much fun as. But make sure you. Big crossing your fingers the technology works. Everyone cross your fingers. The rest of my night is going to be trying to figure out how to get this thing working again. So hopefully we can get this thing working, because this is kind of key. It's actually very important that this is working before that time. So as always, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you're all having great nights. I hope you all had a great night here with me on the Wednesday show. I had a great time with all of you. We're going to be going back to our Saturday in the Park this coming up Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you join us for that. And until next time, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Have a great week, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good, my cheeks are just killing me. I just can't.